I got a haircut for the lady bird this week.
Make sure you're
I,
looking fresh.
I wanted to know what she thought of my dome.
Oh yeah, no, you guys are really stepping up your relationship. It's really it's really nice to be here and like watch this relationship progress as the weeks go by. Each week I get to see you guys get closer and closer, and then I feel like by the time the end of this footy season rolls around, you guys will be fully fledged and parents will have been met, and I feel like discussions will be made about kids. And if I'm not the godfather of one of these computer babies, I'll be very upset.
Yeah, I just got to make sure I push the right buttons.
That's the play of the game. That is the play of the game. Time!
From the impossible angle, and he puts it through, and Portland.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler! Butler, Butler, Butler!
Get around him! Get around him! Edge of the seat.
Okay, let's start. Episode 12, The Glass Table. Jared, how are you?
I'm fine. I had COVID this week, so it's been a rough few days for me. But we recovered and covered for the weekend and felt pretty good. But yeah, the most of this week I spent in bed, so it was kind of nice to not do anything. But yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, no, you sound great. Like you wouldn't notice, and you look great. Like it's just
It doesn't matter anyway because I cough every week anyway, so it doesn't matter. So you
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
even
know the
know.
difference.
No, you wouldn't. So
If you mentioned that you had a cough, then I wouldn't know.
could have been like, okay, what's new?
Oh, Jared's coughing. Oh, is he okay?
Sky's
No.
blue.
What's the one common denominator from our episodes so far? Cough, cough.
Fuck.
I've lost my voice pretty much. I don't have a high pitch at the moment because Friday night decided to take that away from me and then to play footy the next day and then go out. It's kind of like trade your voice box for fun.
Yay.
Yeah.
Worth it, to be fair.
So if I sound like I've actually hit puberty, that is why.
Why?
Why don't you have a voice box? But before we get into round 10 and everything else that we do on this beautiful show, you're in a certain box today for Carlton
Yes.
Collingwood. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so I'm back on the Triple M doing some work for them. Today I was doing Carlton Collingwood, which was lovely. In the background of like all the videos I posted today, you see me and Jasper just doing a lot of these ones in the back. Daisy Thomas gave us an air thrust at one point, and that was an experience. So pretty good. Yeah, it was good fun, just doing stuff for them. But good, good atmosphere, 80,000 people there, which is actually less than I thought it was going to be. But, still always nice to see a pretty packed out MCG. So it was a good day. Had a lot of fun. Very tired now, but it was a good fun day.
Yeah, it would be tired.
Yeah.
Having COVID and all that. It's a tough thing.
What a
Your
tough
life.
week.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that. Definitely. That was good. And it was good to see Carlton lived up to every bit of expectation that we had for them.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Football club. Oh,
Calm. We're going to keep measured.
I'm calm.
We're going to be happy. We've got a lot more to get through before we get to them.
And individually, we had great weeks, so it's fine.
Port
Actually,
announced themselves, and St Kilda held off a gallant giant outfit.
In a very good game. We'll get to
It was very
we'll get to both of those. Both those games were both those games, like the start and the end of the round, pretty solid games of football.
I love how the glass table right now is the bookmark of the AFL.
Yeah, because we always play the Sunday games.
And somehow we got given a Friday night against the D's. The bookends, I should say, not bookmark.
Yeah.
Bookmark would be in the middle.
Right in the middle.
I don't know who played in the middle. The Q Clash.
Yeah, Q Clash.
Yeah, and that was terrible. Anyway, before we go into round 10, Coach's Award.
Coach's Award, we're starting well. Like we said, I like to pick games where I actually get to watch like the full thing and like especially if I get to go. So the one game that I got to go to this weekend was Carlton Collingwood. So I'm picking one from there. And this player, I've said it all year that I really like him. It's not Nathan Murphy. He's above a Coach's Award player, Nathan Murphy. This player I've said all year that I love him so much, and today he did even more. John Noble. John Noble is so good, and like people like cracked at me earlier in the year because they're like, he's just not good. He's just a little rat. He just runs around and just whatever. I love John Noble so much. I've loved him since he came on the scene. I loved him today. I loved him this whole year. 25 touches, 7 marks, 4 tackles, had a bunch of intercepts early in the game. There was this one play where they were out and Cripps I think it was Walsh gave like a long handball over the top to Cripps and it was like to run onto him. Noble had this like fucking genius move, knew the ball was going over the top. So instead of running at Walsh, ran with Cripps, put a body on him, and then like pretty much just scooped the ball out from under him and ran back the other way. And I was like, holy shit, John Noble, you're a superstar. I love him so much. So he's my coach's award this week. I love him.
James Noble.
Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble. Don't know how people get that wrong. Jamie.
John Noble,
James,
Jamie Noble, James Noble.
James.
John Noble.
Jared. Jerry. Jeremy. Jonathan. Jonah Noble. Oh, that rolls right off the tongue.
I like that. That's not bad.
Joe Noble.
Joe Noble.
Joe Noble.
Yeah, John Noble. Well done.
Well done. And I love him specifically because he sunk the Crows a few weeks back.
Yeah. Good footballer.
Yeah. Is he Ranger or is he bleach?
It's like a bleach blonde that's like it looks kind of Ranger from like a distance, you know?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, you have a look about you. It's like a anyway.
Look.
Well done, Jonah Noble. John Noble. Round 10, Jared.
Round 10.
Friday night footy at the Adelaide Oval. And I swear there was an inner demon in me. Excuse the pun. I didn't even intend to do that. There was an inner demon in me that night that just suggested, all my confidence is gone, especially through that third quarter. But somehow, once again, Port Adelaide have held off a team in the dying moments to win a game of football, to make it 7 in a row. And I'm starting to believe.
A little bit of belief. I want to let you talk about this game mainly because I know how amazing it was, but there's only one thing I really want to add. Actually, two things. Last week we said about how weird this part of the fixture gets, how like the rounds get kind of shit. This round slapped. Like this round was so good. This round of football was unbelievable. And I was like, they listened to us last week and said, righto, we'll put some fucking bangers out there and you get them all. So that's one. The only thing I want to say specifically about this game, Zach fucking Butters. That is, I tweeted it. It's one of the best individual performances I've ever watched in my entire life. He like there's been 40 disposal 2-goal games. Like there's been those games before. And they're always impressive. This was another level. I've never seen anything like this. The way he could just he had eyes everywhere. He just no matter where he wanted to go, he was kicking at people. Oh, it was fucked. I was like, this is amazing. What a game.
He reminded me of the fish from the Simpsons movie that has eyes just all around the joint.
Stab.
Yeah, but the only stabbing that was happening was for the D's hearts because Butters was piercing kicks left, right, and center. He went at 76% efficiency in the wet.
Disgusting.
He could have kicked 5 goals.
Disgusting.
He went 2 goals, 1, I think, and he kicked a belly. Yeah. His only mistake was a set shot late in the last quarter where he decided to go for a snap, which is just becoming
the Harry Mackay.
Yeah, and that's what happens. You don't do a Harry. But regardless, he spread it amazingly well, Butters, and I thought that I was waiting for it. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row I've dropped that. But he was amazing, and late with the Horn Francis pickup in the goal square to Rosie, who, mind you, still fumbled it and then put it on the wrong
and then did it again
and slotted it. Oh, can we pause this recording so I can go watch the replay again?
I just want to watch that pickup again. I reckon I watched it like 40 times. I can't even explain how many times I watched that thing. Like, I was trying to explain to my mum how unbelievably hard that is to do. We're sitting in the lounge room. I'm like, Mum, you don't understand. He's single-let. And he's got left hand, one hand scoop handball straight away. I was like, look at that.
Like that's just how? Normally players in the wet are playing paddle pop. They're just happening around everywhere.
Smacking the shit out of it, yeah.
This bloke's gone glue, pick up, quick hands.
Direct handball. Oh, man.
In the dying moments. That's
special.
That's now the 4th win for Port this year. They're 4-0 when it comes to wins by 2 goals or less.
And which
Compared to
last year you
last
guys
year?
were the worst, I think, at that.
Mm-hmm. We were 2 and 8,
Right.
I think.
Crazy.
We're now the new Collingwood.
Oh, that's a big label.
Well, actually, to be fair, we're just Port Adelaide because Collingwood copy us with the Guernseys and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, no, you're not directly Collingwood in that Collingwood always made their comebacks and stuff. You guys are good at getting the lead and then holding it and like kind of really sticking true.
Well, that's the thing. And it comes back to that goal kicking thing. 11 goals, 14. If we kick straight, mind you, we had blokes kicking set shot goals that wouldn't normally do it. And I'm speaking of the likes of Ollie Wines. We had, I think Jed McEntee missed one. Finn Layson is a terrible set shot. There's a few other people.
Ollie Lord is not a good set shot either.
No, but oh Lord, the snap clutch goal.
Yeah, very nice.
I could talk about Port all day. Can we?
That's all this episode is. I think I put a tweet out being like, there's going to be a lot of this episode dedicated to just Port Adelaide.
Genuinely laughed at that. And I thought, you know what? Yeah. We are on the pair. So, like.
Exactly right.
We should do it. Does this say Port Adelaide are in the conversation?
I say it puts them well in that top 4 conversation. There was like a lot of things being like, Port, like people sort of had started to believe the Port were a finals team. It's like, how big are their credentials? They have to beat some sides that, can really put the pressure on. And Melbourne is that side. I think I said it last week. I was like, if you can beat Melbourne, season on, you're ready to go. And so, I think Port are definitely like one of those sides that are going to be challenging for top 4 with the likes of Collingwood, Melbourne, Brisbane, Geelong. Those sorts of sides. I think that's where Port's in at the moment because they are flying.
They're flying high, not like the Eagles. I don't want to talk about them. The D's, I don't think this hurts their credentials at all. It was just I'm going to be a bit biased, but it possibly could have been the best game of football this year.
I think I said that. I think I said this is the game of the year so far. Before this, I think I had Carlton Geelong maybe, or Geelong Collingwood, one of the two. It was one of the Geelong games early in the year where like Jeremy Cameron dominated. I had like one of those games really high. But yeah, this game, I think I said, it's because like this is that perfect example of it's scrappy because it's wet, but like good fucking football. Like really good to watch. Just crazy shit. Yeah, I think it's probably my favorite game of the year.
It's that scoreline of the 80 to 70 business.
Yeah.
That makes it really satisfying.
Good shit.
And it was like good game of wet weather footy.
Yeah.
Before we go on, just quickly, Tom Jonas getting a week for that tackle. I'm going to message for the AFL. If Tom Jonas gets a week for that tackle after the umpire called it holding the ball, ban the tackle, we go to touch footy, and that's it. We're done.
I think it's a little bit of a joke how often players get suspended for tackles that get holding the ball. Like it's happened like more often than not now. Like people will get a holding the ball decision and then get suspended for it. And it's like, I think it should automatically rule it out. If you get given holding the ball in your favor, it completely rules out and negates the whole dangerous tackle thing because the umpire on the field at the time obviously didn't see it. So why would it be?
Yep. There's 4 of you out there. Boys.
There's 4 of them there.
Four little green fellas running around, blowing with a little whistle, saying, "Hey, look at me! I want my star in the moment business." Get stuffed.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Otherwise, we'll be here all night about Port because we're contenders now. Yes. North Sydney. I didn't watch this, but also this was almost the game we said if North win.
I did. I watched this game, and I'm not even going to lie to you. This is one of the best games of the year as well. I had so much fun watching this game of football. Day 1:45 is probably the worst time slot of the round, but it was so much fun. I loved it. I loved every single second of it. It looked so good. North, when they stormed home at the end, it was like everyone was so fucking excited to watch this game. And in the way that this game ended, holy fucking shit. It was ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it.
Why is there an interchange infringement in 2023?
You know what it is? North Melbourne finding new ways to North Melbourne. They have run out of ways to do their own thing, and they are inventing ways to lose football matches that have never been seen before.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? Is they made another interchange after that, and the AFL didn't.
But it's 70.
Well, that's 77. They've gone, oh, we'll reverse it. You do realise that if you take someone back off, it's another interchange.
Oh, it was so funny. Like, so funny.
Oh my
Um,
God, that's
and then I
got
think
me.
what the funniest part was like all the players didn't really know what was going on. Like they didn't know what the free kick was for. They just knew it wasn't something that happened on the field. And then all the people in the crowd had no idea, like at all.
Mm.
Like they wouldn't have even had any slight clue. So when they were all throwing all the cans and like cups and shit on the field afterwards, they just thought the umpires were just like, there you go, Hayden McLean, have a shot. Off you go, mate.
Hayden
Oh,
McLean kicking a winning goal is probably a question that will probably never be asked, to be honest.
that is a sentence I don't think anyone has ever said before. You know that how you have that thought sometimes where it's like, I wonder if I can say a sentence that no one said before, like in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Hayden McLean kicking a match-winning goal is probably up there up until Saturday at 1:45.
Yep. And that is the perfect time slot for it to happen.
Oh, beautiful. That was so much
Oh
fun.
my
What a game
Lord.
of football.
Sydney have kept themselves somewhat alive. Now we have written them off, but at the same time, there is a game next week we'll get to later that if they can win, oh
It's got
boy.
elimination final written all over it, that one next
You
week.
love that saying, don't you?
It's a thing, though.
Oh, you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But, well, this game's weird, but I'm going to go to the next one because I don't want to touch on Sydney North too much because there's no point to it. The Dogs have pumped Adelaide and Ballarat 45 points. And I don't know. I almost didn't see this coming, but at the same time, it's Ballarat and it always happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna write out a message because I don't want to say it. I'm gonna write out a message.
You're going to write out a
Because
message.
I'm gonna
This
write
isn't
out a message.
this isn't letters to the Pope or something, mate. What?
No, I'm just gonna write out a message because
Oh
I
no.
feel a little bit disgusting saying it if I had to say
Oh
it.
no, you can't say it. I know exactly what you're saying. Can I say it for you? All right. For those that are listening, it's spelt D-O. Do's good. Oh, it's a G. Sorry. Dog's good.
Dogs
good.
good.
Yeah.
I hate this
This
so
is your
much.
fault. This is your fault.
My fault. I made fucking Bulldogs good again.
You made them good. This is your problem. This is not my problem. This is not the glass tape. This is a personal problem that you need to deal with.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you got to say for yourself?
I have nothing to say. Everyone that hates the Dogs, I'm sorry because this is my fault. I completely abused them for the first like 2 weeks of the year, and now they've come good, and now I'm like, well, here we go.
11 goals, 19. The AFL has a problem with goal kicking at the moment.
This round was really bad with that as well.
Really bad.
Do you reckon it's when the weather gets colder?
Like that, what their legs freeze up.
Yeah, like
Not as much
early in the
swing.
year, goal kicking isn't as bad, and then as it gets colder and it starts to rain a little bit more, everything just gets a little bit shit.
Well, I always thought at the start of the year you'd see goal kicking be terrible.
Yeah.
And then it ease its way in. But this has sort of gone, it started okay. It's gone bad. And I'm hoping for a transition to go good.
That's the idea. But
because 11 goals, 19.
And 5-10 for Adelaide.
Yeah, well, the Dogs had two goal kickers that scored over 2 goals.
It's a lot of goal kickers.
Well, not really. They only kicked 11.
Yeah, but it's a lot of just like, it's a lot of points.
A lot of points. Look at some of these points. Bailey Williams kicked 2. Waitman 2. Liberatore 2. Jones 2.
Shit.
Baker 2. Ugelhagen, his only score of the day was 1. There's a question for you.
I was gonna say
Bailey Smith 1. Scott 1. Ed Ranger Richards 1. Aaron Norton 1. Jason Johansson 1. Bont 1. That's it.
Yeah, they had 7 players kick a point or more, but no goals. That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
And they still killed him.
Yeah, and I love as well that the Crows, Robbo came out on 360 and said, they're a premiership threat. They're a premiership contender with the way they play. And they come out and put that up.
Yeah.
Satisfying.
I know. What scares me is the Dogs are now on the same amount of wins as St Kilda. So that's fun.
Well, yeah. And they're only a game outside the top 4. Well, actually, they're equal top 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be definitely sharing that little message that you wrote out there. It's okay. It's all right. We're good. Well, the dogs are also good. I'll move
Yeah.
on for you. I'll move on. The surprise, see, this game, right? We said this. We looked at each other on the pod last week. We said, why do I get the feeling that we should tip Freo? We
Yeah.
didn't. Then they Freo'd us.
Yeah, they did it. Freo have done the same thing as the Dogs. Start the season bad, get my hopes up that maybe they're going to be bad this year, and then just decide to play football again.
Why? I was kind of enjoying teams that actually were sucking and staying sucking.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
I could
Oh, well.
actually pick apart. And now it's throwing that out of the water.
I don't know what's going on.
30 points this was. 29 points.
Geelong are really confusing me now because, like, I know for a fact that Geelong are probably still going to finish in the top four. Like they're going to go deep in finals. I reckon Geelong will still play in a prelim, but
Really?
it's like they shouldn't.
Hmm.
Like it's like they're keeping everyone's hopes down. But I feel like after the bye, they're just going to win like all their games and just wipe the floor with everybody because that's just what they do.
Is it almost a thing of no Cameron, no Geelong? Because he had 10
Yeah,
touches
once
the day.
Cameron, if Cameron
They
doesn't
kicked 4
fire,
behinds.
Geelong don't fire. Yeah.
Something in the Optus air, I reckon.
Hmm.
If you don't kick straight over there, you're going to get mangled.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm happy to see Freo kind of back. Like, maybe they come back into the conversation.
I like, some of their play. Like, I like their midfield. Like, I like Sarong and Brayshaw and that. I don't really like their forward line.
Yeah, you've got Jai Miss.
I like
Walter,
Miss. Jackson just kind of annoys me.
does he?
Yeah. We'll play the fuck. Okay. Yeah, do it again, will we?
Why does Jackson annoy you?
We're not doing this again. Almost got myself cancelled last week.
I thought that was kind of funny. It's like I've always made it a ringtone. Every time you message, it's just like little clip just plays up. Oh, he's responded. Anyway, good to see the Dockers getting that job done. The Cats are in trouble, not so much, but they have a game next week, the Cats, that could be very interesting. They play the Giants at home.
Ooh.
And the Giants are a bit prickly, but we'll get to them in a second.
Yes.
The Q Clash. The Saturday night Fox Footy time slot.
I was going to say, the glass table is playing all the fucking hits tonight, everybody. Saturday night, Fox Footy time slot. We're playing the hits, baby. Don't worry
We're
about
bringing
us.
them back. We're bringing sexy back.
Saturday night, Fox football time slot. The dream time's on. Everybody is watching that game. Nobody is watching the Q Clash.
No.
And Brisbane they had that game where they just went, yeah, we'll just wipe the floor. And
yes, I know. You got the tip right. Yeah, well, that's because you're not ballsy enough, mate.
it's in fucking Carlton this week.
I didn't
Ballsy well enough. Well enough, ballsy.
Oh, the balls are well up on that one. Oh, I almost took them off and threw them out. Like, that's what happened there. Now, well, I thought maybe the Suns would do their, would rise kind of thing. No, they don't do anything for me anymore. I'm off them. They're in the bin. Stuart Jew, I'm sorry, mate, but you can't win the big games, and if you can't do the big jobs, don't have a job. It is what it is. I just want to say as well, Joe Danaher. There you go. He's kicking a few.
He is. He's kicking heaps.
He's had 16 touches, 8 marks, 14 kicks, and then 4 goals won.
Joe Danaher is kind of good again.
Don't
know how to feel about it.
Bit worried for actually no, I'm not. He kicked 2 goals. Never mind. Hipwood.
I still don't think Hipwood's very good, but
no.
Joe Danaher is the main man over there.
You reckon he'd be a very good recruit for the Tassie Timbers?
Which one, Danaher or Hipwood? Hipwood.
It's got wood in his name.
Oh yeah. Everything. That was good.
I'm glad you got there.
My brain stopped working.
Got the late train to that one. The late boat to Tassie Timber.
Oh, jeez.
Ben King, 3 goals, still kicking his goals. The Kings were back this weekend. A bit of brotherly love. They were both in the northeastern side of Australia, so they must have had a bit of connection going on there.
Yep.
In the same,
Yep.
well, not really the same state, but sort of like the same side.
Same side. Above Victoria.
Yes, that way.
Yeah.
They went up. The
Exactly.
Kings were up.
They were.
I don't have a lot for this game. I want to get to the next one because I don't know what happened here, but I just want to tell the story. So obviously, the Dons have stolen this one from the Tigers, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it. But this, like, obviously, I went out after footy, watching it, trying to tune in bits and pieces here and there, and I've gone downstairs because we are in an upstairs function. Gone downstairs, thought we'll have a dabble in the little pokies. All right, the Tigers were 2 goals up. So I'm thinking, well, I'm probably going to win. I've come up from not being that successful, and I've seen that the Dons have won this. I don't know how. I don't know why. But God, am I happy to see it.
Tigers' downfall is still alive.
They are chokers.
Yeah, they're doing the Tiger of old, as their song says.
That's cheeky.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's a little
Oh,
raw.
cheeky. Yeah, I watched like a bit of this as well. I was also out, so I missed most of it, but I watched like as much as I could, and I watched the last pretty much 3 minutes flat of the game to see the end of it and stuff. I've never seen someone less sure of himself from a goal square than Sam Durham. He looked so fucking scared of this shot.
I know.
He was like, I don't want it. He couldn't, if he had the chance to handball it off, he fucking would have. He would just be like, nah, get it away from me. He did not look keen to have that shot at all.
He was playing with a hot potato with that one because he was like,
he was
I don't
like,
want it.
nah, get this fucking thing out of my hands.
You've just gotten the best spot possible to kick it for a winning goal, and he's sitting there and he was shitting himself.
He was shaking like a fucking leaf. He was having a serious struggle. Just broke you with that.
Shaking like a leaf. Oh no, bro. Must have been blowing a Megan Gale if that's the case. If the Leafs are shaking, mate. That's a great saying. Oh, that's broken me.
Oh, that's funny.
Ooh, that's good. It was also as well. Sam Durham is a weird name for a winning goal kicker.
Yeah, he doesn't really sound like a player, does he?
No, and I love that he was from mid-season draft a couple of years back. Like, that's a cool story. But just the name, are you really a winning goal kicker?
There's some nice little mid-season draft stories floating around at the moment. Johnny Noble, the coach's award, mid-season draft. John Newcomb, as we know, very good, mid-season draft. There's a lot of new mid-season draft players that are really making a name. I like it.
Jed McEntee's mine.
Jed McEntee, what a man.
Yeah. It's the only player I've ever seen, or name in general that I've seen that has a capital E in it for the Mick. Everything like you see other things like D's or I don't know,
the capital
F,
E is weird.
The H, capital E.
Yeah.
Anyway, well done, Dons. Bad luck, Tigers.
Look, yeah.
Dusty was very good though.
Yeah, I mean, they're still like that's the thing. Neither team really played bad. It was still like a good game of footy. It's just Essendon just outplayed them at the end. Good effort.
I've got nothing more on that, to be honest.
Nah. Yeah.
Well done, Dons. Interesting. Probably 10 out of 10 round of footy at the moment. The way we're
Going
going.
really well.
I should have said nothing. So Carlton v Collingwood did very well. No, I'll give the Hawks a bit of spotlight. They've played a 14-man West Coast Eagles VFL side, and I can't believe they've been pumped by 116 points by a team that's one spot above them.
No, they were one spot below them at the start of this game.
Oh,
Hawthorn were 18th on the ladder. They are the third team. They are the third team ever to be bottom of the ladder, and then win by 100 points.
It's terrible.
That is
It's
like
genuinely terrible.
this West Coast team.
When
Like
do we pack up and fold them?
that's like it's like an issue, and like
It's
everyone's
not
like
getting enough.
sack the coach or whatever, sack whatever. Don't sack the coach. Adam Simpson cannot do anything with what he's got, like anything at all. He hasn't got a team to coach. Sack the fucking physios and the trainers and stuff that are just not getting these players
They
anywhere
don't have them.
near. Like,
We've been through this.
and they have this issue, West Coast, and it's they can't help it. But like they're rushing players back to fill out a side. Like they're constantly rushing players back in because it's like we don't have enough players to play this week. And then because they rush players back, they get injured, and then it just continues and rolls and rolls.
It's kind of like when you're trying to fill a C grade, and like you're messaging players right before the night before. You just want to fill the team out, and at the moment, yeah. Are they going to be the first team to forfeit a game?
I was fully thinking it does an opportunity arise where West Coast forfeit a game.
I'm going to look at their fixture because I genuinely want to see this, and I want to see exactly
I think they play
What they-
Collingwood. Oh,
what
in 2 weeks' time they play Collingwood.
you're kidding.
If they get like 2 more injuries against Essendon next week, there is a better than no chance that they forfeit the game against Collingwood.
So they play the Dons at home, they play Collingwood at home, and then they play the Crows at the Adelaide Oval, and then they have their bye.
Fuck, that's a tough run.
The
Holy
bye's-
shit.
The bye is going to beat them.
Yeah, remember that video put Adelaide versus the Bye?
No,
There's
shut-
going to be,
I
there's
knew
gonna be
you were
another
gonna
one.
do-
I
No,
said there's
that's
going to be another one.
disgusting.
The sequel, West Coast versus the Bye.
The sequel.
Just as good
Why
as
is
the
it-
original.
Shut up. Why would you bring that up?
It's a really funny video. The matchup between Daniel Pearce and no one was set to thrill.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, well, I can't wait till Rhett Bazzo decides to play against no one in the bye. I'm
Oh,
going to go
man.
through some of these names, JT. Some of these names. Rhett Bazzo. Now, where's number 33? All right. My personal favourite at the moment is Jermaine Jones, number 31. He's actually a very good player.
He got hurt today.
He
He's
did.
going to be out for a long time. It's going to really suck.
Number 18 on the bench, Campbell Chesser.
I like that one.
Noah Long.
Yep.
Brady Ho.
Fuck, that's funny.
Oh!
All right, Axel Jim Duggan.
That's exactly what I was going for. Luke Foley.
Yep.
Bloke that seems to be Andrew Gaff, but isn't Andrew Gaff. Where's number 3? It's Andrew Gaff.
What has happened to Andrew Gaff? My
He
God.
has done the old Space Jam where they lose the talent.
My personal favourite of all these players is Harry Edwards, number 42. That's really funny.
Harry Edwards, isn't he related to Tyson Edwards?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. It's West
Okay.
Coast. I
Good
don't
on you.
know anyone that plays for this
Good
team.
chat, mate. Jesus.
I don't know anybody that plays for West Coast.
I was trying to. Never mind. Carlton Collingwood. This was a game that was pretty much over by quarter time because it didn't change.
Yeah.
And you were there. So, what were your thoughts?
Carlton were really bad for so Carlton were. I think I said this as well. Carlton were really bad when it mattered, and then were just fine when it didn't matter. Like they decided they wanted to play football with like 5 minutes left when they're already down 5 goals, and it's just Canada. Like they play, and this is that thing that you say where it's Carlton cannot play big games. As soon as the pressure goes on them, they turn to water. But then as soon as the pressure's off them, they'll be like, "Yeah, we're fine, we can play." And it's like, come on, like
They kicked 7
I don't know
goals.
what's going on.
7 goals, 15 in a game where Collingwood, they had more scoring shots than Collingwood. 20 scoring shots and Carlton had 22.
That is crazy.
I'm going to go through the points because that seems to be the thing I'm doing. Harry Mackay, 2 goals, 2. Charlie Curnow, 3 goals, 2. Adam Chera, 2 behinds. Chera can't kick a ball. Jack Savani, 1. Owies, 1. Ed Curnow, 1. Cottrell, one. Oh, that's it. Oh, never mind. I think the rest were rushed, probably. Rushed has a good influence on a lot of these games. Very underrated player. Yeah, any more takeaways you had from that one besides that Carlton were the kid that gets pushed away?
Carlton were that
Yeah,
stiff arm.
Why
They're playing.
can't I catch Collingwood? Why is Mason Cox too big? It was Mason Cox literally putting his hand on top of their little heads.
Yep.
And going, look at my googly-eyed glasses. Try and catch me.
Try and catch me, boy. I got nothing really. Collingwood are just they're doing what they need to do. And then Carlton.
Do we
Oh,
do
Carlton.
we do it? Do we launch?
I mean, I don't want to launch because I feel bad. But Carlton, like,
We launch at the fact that we just got let down for backing them in.
not even us. We didn't just get let down. Everybody got fucking let down. Like,
Yeah, no, that's true.
like even though 80,000, like they could have had more than 80,000 people there today, but 80,000 people is still like it's Carlton home game. 80,000 people against the top team that there was a very good chance they were going to get smashed in, which they obviously ended up doing. But getting 80,000 people there is very impressive anyway. And they still just from literally the first bounce, Carlton fucking turned to water and just what it is at the moment is it's their star players that are meant to be like carrying this football club are just not doing what they need to do. Like Paddy Cripps, he had 26, but Paddy Cripps has not had a good year. Like last week, I think he was really poor, but like he's had a rough year, Paddy Cripps, and like I've said this as well. Sam Walsh, I don't want to. He's not bad. He's not because he's not bad. But Sam Walsh now compared to like 2020 Sam Walsh, they are ridiculously different players. Sam Walsh used to be one of the most damaging players on the field. Now I'm like, what did you do today, Sam? Like you had your 29 touches, Sam Walsh, but did you do anything with them? Like at all? He went at 79%, only had 9 contested. Like he just
Got tackled
he's
a
just
lot.
a nothing. He's just a nothing player, I think. Like he only gained 277 meters from 29 touches. Like Sam Walsh has no impact at the moment.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I'm going hard on Sam Walsh,
Oh,
which is like it's bad because he's not a bad player, but he is to me at the moment the epitome of what's wrong with Carlton.
Oh, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
They have no confidence, and if you look for a spark, you think Sam Walsh, Paddy Cripps,
he's not that player.
one of those. There is no spark in Sam Walsh. And look, I'm going to do this because I've actually thought about this for 2 days. And someone said this at the game Friday night. That conversation that Kane Corns has between Rosie and Walsh, it's a fair conversation, one that can last for 10 or so years. You can judge
That's a debate that's going to happen forever. Yeah.
Yep. But you know who's entered the conversation and is better than both? Zach Butters.
Yep.
So that's where that stands. It probably goes Butters, Rosie, Walsh.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, that is as of right now, absolutely that's what it is.
And that's
up until the start of this year, I almost had Walsh the top of all that.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm really watching these games, Sam Walsh just has little impact. Like,
yeah.
And it's not him that's like the only issue with Carlton. Like I'm aware there's some seriously deeply rooted things that are wrong with this club, but I think he's doing what he needs to do.
I think he's almost trying to do too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what I also think it is they are also putting too much pressure on him to be this superstar midfielder. In that he's still young, Sam Walsh. Like he doesn't have to be the guy that carries the football team yet. They have Paddy Cripps still. They just need to let him develop. Not like they put so much pressure on him to come back when he's like twice now he's had those bad injuries, forced his way back in because the fans and all that have like wanted him in the team so bad and like everyone has forced him into this side where he's not ready. Yeah. I think he just needs to calm himself, take all that pressure that he's got on himself off, remove himself out of the situation and just be like, I just need to go back to playing football as I used to do it in 2020 when he was like the best young player in the competition.
Yeah, I rate that. I do rate that, and I'm glad. It's not criticism; it's just judgment at the moment.
It's just what I'm seeing at the moment.
Yep, and it'll improve. It's going to turn.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm not saying Sam Walsh is by any means a shit footballer because he's not. Like he's obviously not. But I'm just saying he used to be so much more damaging than he is now. and he had so much more impact on a contest than he does right now. There's something wrong.
Yep. I've got nothing more to add to that, simply because there's a lot of Carlton fans that do watch us, and we have backed you in, and we probably will back you in again and again down the track. But also right now, I'm off.
It's hard to watch.
There's probably two teams in the I'm off bracket at the moment. It's Gold Coast and Carlton.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's move on. Let's go to the happier game that happened after that one. The Saints, 2-goal winners over the Giants at Giants Stadium in quite possibly one of the better games I've seen from Jack Sinclair.
Oh, man. Let me tell you, I'm going to get to Jack Sinclair.
Hang on, how? Are you going to track him down by GPS? Are you going to do what I do with Trav Boak and open training?
I'll get in front of his house.
Well, okay.
Okay.
I'll get sexy.
First off, the Sunday 4:40 game.
Yeah.
This was good quality. Good quality Sunday 4:40 game.
This was the best game of the day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. 100%.
Normally the 441 isn't, but this one was.
No, this one was. I'm really impressed with how they played. 2-goal win doesn't seem amazing, but the Giants are one of those teams that are really rugged. They're tough to push through. They've got really good teams. They've got a really sort of good build, and I've liked the Giants a lot this year, and playing at Giants Stadium as well. So a 2-goal win, we fought out really hard. We didn't keep very straight. We fought that game out really hard. I'm very impressed with. So well done us, because you can't fault anyone for that. That was just a good game of footy. If you're a Giants fan and you leave that game, you don't leave that game being we didn't play well, because you did. And Saints fans, the exact same. We played well as well. We deserve the win. That's how it is. Max King came back, kick 4. It's fucking yes,
yes. The King's back.
He's good. He was good, really good. It makes such a difference having him in that forward line. He just takes everything. Just flunks everything.
And he looked like he wasn't out of place. Normally you come back from injury for a big guy, and he was just zigzag lead.
Doesn't look like he's missed at all.
8 marks from his 11 touches, 4 goals, 1.
Yeah. Mitch Owens getting injured really hurts. That was really shocking to see. I hope he's going to be okay. He was back down on the bench, so it's okay. But I hope he doesn't miss too much time, because he has been our shining light this year. And I think that that forward line of him, Caminiti, King, those 3, tasty. Tasty.
Wouldn't have said that last week.
No, not at all. But you said it before, Jack Sinclair.
The floor is yours, mate. I'm in the Sinclair fan club now. But I have fought so hard for this man over the last 8 weeks, whatever, because people have the audacity to tell me that he's not a good footballer. This game today, let me just read out some stats for you, Anthony. Stats for hard yakka. I love them.
37 disposals, 26 of those kicks, 84% efficiency. All right, that's just what I want to start with. 8 marks, 2 tackles, 2 goals. We're getting there. 7 intercept possessions. We're still going. 7 intercept possessions, 7 score involvements, 1 mark inside 50 because he did well. 733 meters gained, 16 pressure acts, 4 clearances, 3 of them from a stoppage, 6 inside 50s, 4 rebound 50s, 141 AFL fantasy.
84% time on ground.
You want to know how many of those kicks were from kick-ins?
Go on. 3.
Wow. 1, 2, 3. Now, you swap out Jack Sinclair's name and his face from this screen, and you put Nick Dacos in there, and he gets posted about for weeks about how he is the best halfback in the comp, about how he's going to win a Brownlow, about how he's going to do all these things, and Nick Dacos gets called the next best thing since fucking Gary Ablett Jr., okay? Jack Sinclair does it. Not a word. Not a word. Am I wrong?
No, I'm scared, to be honest.
That game.
There is a vein on your head right now.
I'm fucking freaking out, okay? Jack Sinclair does not get the love that he deserves. Everyone knows he's good, but no one gives him the credit. 3
No, I agree.
kick-ins. He's a fucking freak. It's so good. Come on.
Oh,
Give me some love.
that's he's a very good footballer. The
Very good.
733 meters gained is the stat for me. That's a very underrated stat. And I think always look for, you want to see a good 500 game when it comes to meters. But if you clock over 700 for me, you've had a game and a half. And to kick 2 goals as well.
And one in the crunch time as well. One to put us 2 goals up.
Yep. He might very well be one of the best halfbacks in the comp right now.
Yeah, I think he is. I don't think he's the best. I think Nick Dacos, as much as I made that comparison, I think Nick Dacos is probably got him. But that much maybe. But Jack Sinclair is right up there because he does week in, week out. Jack Sinclair will always be our best player, like one of our best players. Never a week where he won't be.
I rate it. No, I'm still a little bit scared, to be honest, because
I just
nearly came through the screen.
I had to get it across about how much I fucking love Jack Sinclair.
That vein on your head is terrifying.
Yeah, I know.
I can actually see the blood flowing.
Really aggressive.
Like it's stupidly sexy vein. Good to see the Saints back on the winners list. The Giants lost they didn't lose any respect from my end. I just want to quickly have a look at my man, who you said goes missing after 9 rounds. It's now round 10. Jared?
Yes.
Jared?
Yes.
Fullbacks. 2 goals, 2. Now, it's probably not the greatest of round 10 games, but he still kicked goals and he's still getting noticed. He's still there. That's my little Hogan.
Hello, Jesse. How are you?
Hello, Jesse. I didn't realize you wore number 23 either. That's a very shit number.
I like the number 23.
Yes, that's because your 2 favorite numbers are 2 and 3. And you put them together, that's 23.
Yeah, okay. Maths.
There was a road there. I took it. Anyway, that's because 23 gives me PTSD about Brad Stumps.
Yes.
I mentioned it last week.
Yeah.
Brad, if you're watching, definitely not. Get stuffed. Anything else you want to add about St Kilda other than that popping vein that I can see at the moment?
Nah, just happy. We're 5th. Had to get the win and we did. And then now we've got an okay draw coming up. I think we play Hawthorn next week, so.
Oh, I'll get to that.
Yeah.
Definitely get to that. All right. Well, that's round 10 done and dusted. Very nicely done. Quickly through the ladder. There's 4 teams on 5 wins at the moment. Carlton just behind on 18 points. They've got 4 wins and a draw. Then you've got the Swans and the Suns with 4 wins. Out of those 4 that are on 5, you've got the Cats, the Crows, the Dons, and Freo. If there were to be 2 teams out of that to make the top 8 at the end, say the top 6 are settled, who's making it?
You have to go to Cats. They have to be pretty much like a certainty. And then I think it's probably the 2 that are in there now, in Geelong and Adelaide, to be honest. I just think based on the whole season before, Adelaide have been the best of those 3 teams. Free obviously started poorly and it picked up. Essendon started well and then dropped off and then obviously got that win on Saturday. But I think Adelaide have been the more consistent over time. So I would say Adelaide, but if I then had to sort of pick between the other 2, which could challenge Adelaide, I would actually say Freo. So I think Freo are going to keep picking up their form and they're going to, by the end of the year, be a pretty solid side again.
Yep. All right, that. Yeah, they're getting around at the moment, Freo, and you know what else we can get around? Glass table.
That's well done. I like that.
Thank you. I thought other things should get a nice segue compared to Super Sexy. Quite a bit. We went a bit different for our questions this week because, well, quite frankly, we had no idea what to do. And we thought, well, if there's one thing we love doing, it's listening to us on a podcast. And what comes after? The queue of songs that we listen to afterwards. So we thought, What is your go-to game day songs? We asked everyone on the Twitters. I'm going to start with you first. What's yours?
I did like a little hint that one of mine is Red Hot Chili Peppers, and so mine is "Can't Stop" by Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's my little pump up one. It came because one of my mates just kept like it started as a joke that he always started it with "Can't Stop," but then by the end of the year we were like begging for it to be like, all right, put "Can't Stop" on now. It was like, come on, here we go. And then so that was like it's now just a thing that's in my brain where I have to just listen to "Can't Stop" before a game. And then after the game, if we win, we do the team song. We sit down, and then when we sit down, we put the big speaker on, and Another One Bites the Dust comes on, and then we go from there.
Another One Bites the Dust. Dang, dang, dang. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
What's yours? All right, mine.
Yeah.
Well, anything Fallout Boy, really. that just gets running game day. What would you run to? You'd run to Centuries, Champion, One from the Other Side. Thanks for the memories. This ain't a scene. I'll list the whole category if you want me to.
Oh yeah, let's keep going.
Uma Thurman would get a run. Then some
Hello,
reason.
everyone. We're now a Fallout Boy fan podcast.
Welcome to the Fallout Boy table. Let's get into some people. Because I'll just talk about Fallout Boy. Otherwise, I like Brando's from the start. This one's for me. The prayer. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Because it's just. He's also praying for the Blues, and when he commented that was before round 10, it didn't work. Praying didn't work. Anthony Clear could not get the dub for the Blues, but I love that song.
It's good. It's really good. I like it. Tori's got the 3. Which one of these goes hand in hand with the one from last week, which has to play the Checkers theme song of the Carlton.
That also didn't work.
No, it didn't work again, Tori. You need to sort yourself out. Carlton Blues theme for the Checkers. That's one. That makes sense. Lose Yourself by Eminem. That's a classic. That gets played like at the footy as well. And then Power by Kanye West is also one that like I turn on in the car when I'm on the way. I'm like, I gotta get myself just
the head starts banging. And then you miss the turn because you're banging too hard.
Like, fuck, now I'm gonna be late.
Repeat. I like M's. It's also called Power, but it's by Little Mix. I love
good.
Little Mix.
That's really good.
Little Mix are like they're cool.
They are cool.
I would have a Little Mix podcast.
A little bit. We can make a Little Mix podcast.
You want to?
Fucking niche as, but yeah, let's do it.
All right, next week, episode 13 is all about Little Mix.
Hope you like Little Mix, everybody.
Let's get around the Little Mix.
Study up.
Anything else you like?
Jacko's got 3 as well. He's got Look at Me by XXXTentacion, which is fair. He's got The Pretender by Foo Fighters, which is also G's as well. The Pretender, Foo Fighters, and he's also got Black Skinhead, Kanye West as well. Kanye West has a lot of those songs where they get you really, real pumped, real into it.
I like that. Another Eminem, Lose Yourself by our personal favorite listener, Slow Chickpeas.
Slow Chickpeas.
I love the Slow Chickpeas. Yeah, there's not a lot else, to be honest. Not a lot of people seem to listen to music pre-game, but that's completely fair. Do what you need to. And if you're going to do one thing, you're going to listen to the Glass Table pre-game. I think that will get you going. You get us our thoughts, and you'll get stupid, sexy AFL players.
If you need us to, you could just like send through some money to either one of us, and we'll record like a pump up thing. Like we'll record a podcast, but it'll just be like a 2-minute thing of us just being like, "You'll be right. Get out there. Show me who's boss."
Should we do it now?
So I'm gonna put my BSB in the next Twitter. I'll put it in one of the tweets. If you just want to send through some money, and then whatever you send through, I'll determine then how long this little speech thing needs to be and how passionate it needs to be, and then we'll be fine.
You're gonna bring out your inner Charlotte Booth, aren't you?
Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Do it.
Oh.
What are you waiting for? I'll give you my little Rocky ensemble where it's just me. Hey, how you doing?
Adrian.
Yo, Adrian. I did it. You ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and kick through the bloody big sticks.
Hit him back.
If he dies, he dies. Do you know what? Dolph Lundgren playing Drago was actually kind of stupidly sexy. Speaking of stupidly sexy,
I knew you were going to do that.
stupidly sexy AFL players time.
Stupid sexy AFL players.
This is where we talk about stupid sexy AFL players. It's a personal favorite segment of everyone's that listen to this show. And it's kind of weird, but also at the same time, we get to talk about players that are underappreciated with their sexual value.
Pretty much it. There you go. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's basically it. You got one?
I do. We've been picking like a lot of the ones we've picked have been like, like the young up and coming stars that are like, they're starting to build themselves. I'm gonna go one for the older crowd. Yeah. Still playing. One for the older crowd though. One for a back in the day pick.
What are you doing?
I'm not picking one that's like old. I'm just
we're going back to 1980s with the shorts.
No, I'm going. Oh yeah, short.
They were short. Like you got tackled,
shorts.
hit the ground, you're riding a G-string. The sponsors are on your cheeks.
Yes. I'm picking a player now who, like, back in the day, if we had this segment, like, if we like had this podcast in like 2015, this would have been like one of the first picks. Luke Bruce. Bruce. It was like back in the day because he's hot. What you want from me?
The bloke that gets booed every week.
Yeah, the guy that gets booed every week, and he doesn't complain about it.
Hold the phone. Hang on a second.
Yeah, JHF.
No.
Luke Bruce has been getting booed week in, week out for the last 10 years. JHF gets booed for 5 games and he complains about it.
We've I hate you. When I see you next, that vein is going to be pulled out. So Luke Bruce, huh?
Luke Bruce. Yeah.
Luke Bruce.
Luke Bruce.
Luke Bruce is stupidly sexy.
Yes, he is. There you go. That's my pick for the week.
Interesting.
Yep.
Didn't really know you were into the elderly, but fair play.
We'll take what comes, to be honest.
What's next? You pick a commentator? Actually, never mind.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to take mine because I think yours has lost all kinds of respect. This bloke.
Sorry. Going from the man that picked Max Holmes like 4 weeks ago.
Hang on. This is all about love. Why are we attacking each other?
I don't know. It started when you were abused by Luke Bruce.
I mean, anyway. I'm going with a captain.
Oh.
This man reminds me of a certain actress. And
yep, okay.
I'm not following. He broke the record for the most intercept marks today against Carlton. Darcy Moore. Yeah. Something about a tall centre half back that just dominates a game of football, Jared.
You're doing the me. You're doing the tickets. He's doing the tickets.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't
He's
have
doing
tickets.
the tickets.
No, I don't have tickets. There's no tickets. He has long hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Long hair is stupidly sexy.
Long hair. Actually, to be fair, this is right in your criteria. It's defender, centre half back, long hair, wears the prison bar. This is right in its wheelhouse.
Holy shit! That's a fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
This is fucking right up Ant's alley.
That's ticked all boxes for me. And the fact that you spelt that one out, I may have saturated pictures.
We're really playing all the hits, baby. We're just rolling through.
Welcome to R&B Fridays.
Last table history episode.
This is your life presented by the glass table. Yeah, so Darcy Moore's mine. He plays in the prison bars, has long hair, is a centre half back, a very good looking player and dominates.
Unbelievable footballer.
Yeah. Yeah. Good protection down back for the Pies.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
yeah. No, I don't know what you're talking about with the tickets. It's just
Okay.
it's not me. I don't have tickets. Speak for yourself.
Uh,
All right. Anyway, I did get second best on the weekend, but we won't get into that. You know what I mean?
Where the fuck is...
Wait, the Sposs boys up and about 160-point winners. They kicked 6 goals, 5 the opposition, and that was round 11. We go to Friday night. It's at the SCG, and it's the elimination final games you talk about. Sydney, Carlton. Who are you tipping?
Oh man, I should have thought about this before.
I didn't think about it.
Jeez, looking at the sports bet odds, and holy shit, that is tight. 190 and 194.
That is
Oh boy.
good value for money if you're on any of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is whoever wins this season's alive, whoever loses season's dead.
I think so. Yeah. I am gonna tip. Fuck, I'm gonna tip Carlton though. Fuck.
This is the problem. So am I.
Yeah. Okay.
Why are we backing them again?
We just said we're off them. I just did a whole thing about how I'm off Carlton and I just tipped him again. Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
I've also lost many a beers lately.
Gotta have some.
No, we'll go the Blues.
Yeah.
Far out. We're gonna do it again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hey, at least this time we don't have to wait till Sunday to get disappointed.
That's very true. You have a good point.
Next game is definitely a 1:45 time slot. Thank you.
I was literally about to say, this is fucking St Kilda, 1:45 on a Saturday at Marvel. Fuck yeah. First Hawthorn, let's go.
20,000 to this game? Or?
Later in the year, there is a Hawthorn versus St Kilda game, Hawthorn home game at Marvel. I reckon there might be like 8,000 people there. There's not going to be many at this game either. I can fucking assure you of that.
That is extraordinary. I think we know who we're tipping.
Yeah, I'm tipping St Kilda, obviously. I think I actually can go to that game, so that's nice.
Might tip the Hawks.
Actually?
No, definitely no. They could have won by 200 today, and I still wouldn't be convinced they're any good.
They almost fucking did. They got close.
No, but not bad. Scary. Next one, the D's. Freo at the G. Now, if you talked to me 2 weeks ago and you told me, look at Saturday's round 11 fixture, I would have said to you, I'm not watching a single game of that. Now
it looks okay.
This may be the game of the round.
Now they all look pretty good. Like, now you're looking at them all like this. There's one other game that I think will be really good, which will be, we'll get to. But this could be a very, very good game. Hasty.
And the Dockers are not bad against the D's at the G.
Yeah, and the D's are kind of, no one really knows with the D's at the moment. They're like, are they still as good? Are they not? Maybe. Maybe.
Hey.
I'm gonna tip Melbourne.
Yeah, me too.
But it'll be close. It'll be a good game, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Cats, Giants.
Just because it's the Cats, and this is one of those. This is one of those games I said earlier in the podcast, like when I said it in one of the first episodes. Geelong have a bunch of games where they play at Geelong on a Saturday. No one watches it, and this is where they get all their wins, and they just stack them up. Yeah. This will be one of those games. They'll just breeze past, I think. And
it's a 4:05 game, which I don't know. I thought I'd just mention. It's just an interesting fact.
It's a win.
They start in the day and they end at night. That's what a 4:05 game is.
Correct.
The next one, yes, for those that are learning. This one's in Darwin. The Suns versus the Dogs. Now, hear me out.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to do this again. It's in Darwin. The Suns seem to bounce back this year, and I wouldn't consider the Dogs. Like, the Dogs are good, as we've established.
Yeah.
But they're gettable.
They are. Absolutely, they are.
It's in Darwin.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
I think you said it was in Darwin.
Make sure you know it's at
Maybe say it one more
TR
time. Maybe say it one
in
more
the
time.
Northern Territory. It's in Darwin.
Yeah, okay, cool. I got it now.
You know, the hot place in this country that gets hot, steamy.
What, a lot?
Yes,
That one.
hot.
Fuck.
Stupidly, sexually hot. How am I going to be sweating? It's a towel's dream.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man.
I'm tipping the Suns.
Okay. I'm going to tip the Dogs. I'll go different. I'm going to tip the Dogs. I reckon they're
gotta be
good.
one. I might have
Yeah.
just costed myself another round, but anyway.
Oh, well.
Back me in, Sonnies. I'm not watching this game, nor do I care about it. The Dons will win. It's the Dons versus
Essendon.
Essendon will beat West Coast because West Coast don't know what a team is.
Yeah.
Sunday. Oh, God. Richmond versus Port Adelaide at the MCG. 12:40. This is the hangover. No, this is the kick-on time slot. Yeah. I'm tipping Port.
Yeah.
You're going to do
I
this to me, eh?
No, I should tip Port.
You should. Dixon and Marshall will be back.
It's true.
And we're in red hot form at the moment. Did I mention we're hot?
I think you mentioned that. Yeah. For some reason, Richmond to me are just one of those teams that will just never go away. And they need to win these games here and there where they're going to keep themselves like around finals contention. I'm still going to tip Port because I think they're better than that. But like, there's going to be one of those games coming up. It'll probably be against us. I think there's a game against us coming up that they'll like come back and beat one of those like top 8 sides and try and drag themselves back into it.
I'll tell you what it is. See, we're both tipping Port.
Yeah.
But also the Tigers' next 4 are Port, the Giants, Freo, St Kilda before their bye.
They play us at the G.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's round 14. That's too late.
That's true.
They played the Dockers in Perth. They play the Giants in New South Wales.
Yeah.
They've got to probably win 3 of the next 4 to still be in it.
Mm.
Oh, no, we're losing.
Oh.
Oh, God. Next game was... Okay. It's at Marvel. But generally, you have to open the roof to let the stench out of how shit North might be in this game.
You know, the thing is, right? Collingwood home games at Marvel are never good for them. Remember when they lost to West Coast?
That was a far better West Coast side than what it is now.
No, it wasn't. No.
I disagree.
That was the team from like last year where West Coast were fucking awful. Like,
was it?
It was last year, the year before. It was the year when West Coast had no players.
Okay, maybe it was.
It was like West Coast first win in the year.
So on that basis,
I'm still tipping Collingwood because, like, for one, it's a better Collingwood side than then. Yeah, I know. It's a better Collingwood side than back then, for one. So they'll be fine. Like, they know how to play a ground. They're not like Richmond where traveling to the Marvel is a big fucking issue. Like, it's fine. They'll be fine.
Fair distance.
Oh, yeah, man. Fucking 13 minutes. Fucking.
That's a tram.
Oh,
I've been on those trams.
They're not nice.
No, they're not fun. Shake you around a bit. It's like a pre-game warm-up. Bit like on one of those shaky things that like make you lose weight and
Oh,
something.
yeah. I like those, actually. They're fun.
Yeah. Okay. I've just got a mental image of you just standing, just.
Yeah, pretty much. That's me. Yeah.
Anyway, that's just taking a turn. Adelaide versus Brisbane, the top 2 in the alphabet for the AFL.
This was the game I was talking about. In that, I think it's going to be the game of the round.
Yeah, it is. It's at Adelaide. It's at 4:10. I don't know about this one.
I think Adelaide need to win a game to keep their like credentials alive.
Yeah.
I'm going to tip Adelaide.
Ooh, okay. We have another differential.
There we go.
I'm tipping Brisbane. I think I've said it last week, and I've been cautious of the Crows and the way they've been going. They lived up to the hype against the Saints. It was a very good day. And then they got talked up a little bit. As soon as they had that expectation about them, they folded.
Yeah.
Especially last weekend. This was, as I said last week, it was about the time they started to fall away. This might be the game that probably tunes that in.
Okay.
And I don't want to be wrong because I do want to see them not make the 8. But besides the point, I think this is, well, the Lions have to win it too, because this is one of those things where we always say, like, if they want to win these games and they want to make top 2 and be premiership contenders and get that home final, these are the games they're going to win.
You've got to beat teams away. You got to beat teams at their home. You got to win those away games,
especially against teams that are probably not on your level.
Like any other, like, this is one of those teams where if you put them in a neutral ground, Brisbane win this game because it's at Adelaide Oval. When Adelaide are good at Adelaide Oval, they have to win this game to prove to themselves that they can do it.
Battle of the forward lines.
Mm.
Tex will be back. Fogg,
Yep.
Rochelle, Rankin versus Hipwood, Danaher, Cameron, McCarthy.
It's tasty.
It is tasty.
Could be a good
That's
game
it. That's round 11.
Yep. There we go.
And that's us done.
Done.
That's it.
Just like that.
Do you want to do anything else?
No. Just talk.
We could. Like,
No, it's bedtime.
do you like stuff?
It's a nice Rocky poster you got on your wall.
Thanks. I got it for a birthday a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a nice Australian flag you got in the background there.
Thanks. I don't know when I got it. It's just a thing.
It's also a nice hat.
Thank you. I think I got it for Christmas, maybe.
Oh, good. Our small talk is improving massively.
We're doing so good. If anyone wonders what we do when we're not recording, it's just that.
Like, we like to talk about things that we have.
That's that medal that's hanging up. That's a medal that I got from a grand final. Like, how many years ago?
Oh, I can show you my medals, but I'd have to get the box out.
That's it's a little graduation bear.
Oh, that's so cute.
I don't know what that is.
That's a port poster.
It's just fucking shit.
Oi, I've got one more thing. That's a window covered by blinds. All right, thanks for everyone for listening and watching. You know where to catch us on the socials. And anything you'd like to say before we go, Jared?
No, just keep your eyes out for everything that we do because it's fun and we're doing fun stuff.
Yeah, and if you got any small talk you'd like to tell us about, you know where to find us.
Yeah. What's in the background of your Zoom backgrounds?
I'm not asking that question.
What's in your rooms, everybody?
Do you have a window?
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, it's time to end.
Bye. Holy shit.